Hello everyone and welcome to PendulumEdu, and here in this session for vocabulary we are going to discuss a few new words with you. The article that we've taken for today heads as the right keys on unlock for. Like whenever you have to lock or unlock, we need to use key, right? This is in literal terms. Similarly, here in relation to the same, they have stated that the right keys. What are the right keys? Basically, the phrase or the figure of speech used here is telling us when we say the right keys, what is the correct way of unlocking, okay, or giving unlock for, and how would this be in process. This is what the head or the phrase the right keys imply right here. Now the unlock for is exceedingly important because now if you see with the pandemic, what people are doing, they have thought that because of the unlock stage, I would say growing one by one or coming up, stepping up one by one, people have started to think that everything is fine, but things are not fine. It is just that our economy needs it. That is why the unlock stage is there. Now, unlocking the economy further calls for vigilance and stronger health surveillance. Now see, vigilance and surveillance both are noun, ठीक है, बट हिंदी में इन दोनों के शब्दों को समझते हैं और दोनों में हल्का सा डिफरेंस है. विजिलेंस होता है जागरूकता, भाई आपको अवेयर रहना होगा, अवेयरनेस जिसे कहते हैं, ठीक है. और सर्वेलेंस होता है निगरानी, कहते हैं नजर रखना, ओके. तो वो निगरानी है. तो दोनों में डिफरेंस है. भले ही दोनों का मतलब है सतर्क रहना, किसी चीज़ के बारे में अवेयर रहना, बट यहाँ पर ये जागरूकता से रिलेटेड है और यहाँ निगरानी से रिलेटेड है. हेल्थ, स्ट्रॉन्गर हेल्थ सर्वेलेंस चाहिए, मतलब लोगों की जो हेल्थ है उस पर अच्छे से निगरानी रखनी होगी, उसका चेक रखना होगा. ऑलराइट, अगर अनलॉक हो रही है इकोनॉमी, ठीक है, फाइन, बट उसमें हमें विजिलेंस और सर्वेलेंस की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी. Okay, the unlock for guidelines of the Home Ministry allowing all but a few activities that attract large crowds with supportive measures by states reflect deep economic distress. Now they are saying that this unlock for stage, that the guidelines have come up that they say that all but a few activities that attract लार्ज क्राउड्स, लाइक मे बी अब अगर बड़े क्राउड्स वाली भी अगर कोई एक्टिविटी करनी है तो कुछ को छोड़ के बाकी सब स्टेट्स के सपोर्टिव मेजर्स के साथ उसको भी शुरू कर दिया गया है कुछ गाइडलाइंस के साथ. तो वो कहते हैं कि ऐसा ये जो है ये डीप इकोनॉमिक डिस्ट्रेस एक्सप्रेस करता है और रिफ्लेक्ट करता है. दैट मीन्स दैट इट इज एक्चुअली लेटिंग अस नो दैट द इकोनॉमी इज इन पेन. Distress is noun, which means experiencing. Distress is noun, which means experiencing sorrow or anxiety, or you can say deep pain. Alright, so that is distress. Now here it says if this is what the guidelines are, and we are going to start with this, that shows that amid this stage, this period of I would say the hustle and bustle that we are in, still we are unlocking. The cases are rising, they're increasing every day by day. They're accelerating, they are accelerating beyond the expectations. So still we are coming up with unlock stage 4. So this shows that our economy, I would say it the word you heard of it needs it badly, like dire. This is the word. It is a dire need, like urgency, right? This is the word. It further says India resorted to the world's most rigorous lockdown early on in COVID-19 pandemic. Like we were on rigorous lockdown. It was extremely serious, extremely intense lockdown. But when infection spread has just begun, there were just over 600 cases on March 25. It has now liberalized, and this is a verb used here. Liberalize means that lose the rules and regulations, or you free someone from something. किसी को free करना, ठीक, rules और regulations. आज़ाद, या कहते हैं एक तरीके से उदारता दिखाना. Okay, so it has now liberalized most activities. When I say liberalize most activities, which means they have given freedom to people to act upon those activities. And it says that restricting only those that witness gatherings in excess of 100 people. We have restrictions only on where the gatherings are more than 100 people. This comes at a time when daily infections are scaling new highs, that is 78, 512 on Monday, and growing at a rate faster than in the US and Brazil, which have held the top spots globally. Now, this unlock stage comes when the number of cases are increasing. As I said, they're accelerating day by day at immense pace. Resumption, this is noun, of economic activity. Resumption means to actually restart something. Okay, पुनरारंभ करना किसी चीज का. Okay, including metro and other public transport services, will ease the pain for many and prevent a further precipitous decline in earnings and spending. But if it is not accompanied by rigorous infection control, a major public health penalty could lie ahead. Exactly. Though all of this, like things like opening up of shops and I would say opening up of the economy, running metro public services are there now. So if all of this comes up, surely it is going to reduce tensions and problems of many. But if there is not enough or substantial check on the spread of the infection, then we have to bear a huge penalty when it comes to health or well-being of our people of the society or ourselves even. So this is what the writer has to say. Successful unlocking requires enabling movement, including international travel, with a scientific regime of identification, testing, and inexpensive quarantine where needed. When the pandemic was unfolding, now here they have said that successful unlocking is possible only when, see, you have started with international travel, fine, people are traveling, but here we have to look for a simple regime, or I would say the method, okay, of identifying if there's someone. We have to test them and we have to give inexpensive quarantine, not than in 5-star hotels and others, inexpensive quarantine whenever and wherever needed. When the pandemic was unfolding, a major concern was that of a wildfire spread, overwhelming a lopsided healthcare system. Lopsided, here it's used as an adjective. Lopsided is qualifying healthcare system right here. And lopsided means, in Hindi we say ek tarfa, towards or bent towards one side, or lying on one side. Okay, now in this lopsided healthcare system, in which intensive care is meager, wherein when it comes to be treating or ICUs, when we talk about, then it's meager. It means, this is also an adjective. Meager means like very little in amount. Okay, जिसे हम कहते हैं तुच्छ. Urban-centric and expensive even for the middle class. Now, we wish that this is not at all urban-centric. Like, we have to go to urban cities or places to look for intensive care facility. We don't have it here everywhere, I would say. And it is expensive as well, even for the middle class. This painful reality of the virus retaining high transmissibility and unpredictable disease impacts is as relevant today as it was then, as people resume their jobs and travel. So it is extremely relevant even now and at the time when it has just begun. Students, meanwhile, continue to be despondent and there is no escape from high tuition fees. While online teaching remains experimental, now they're still experimenting, okay, and students, they continue to remain despondent. They're dependent as, see, there is no like escape from the tuition fee. They have to pay that. Worryingly many lockdown weary people, like lockdown weary, like tired, like exhausted. They are done with this. People have begun to disregard safety norms and abandoning masks and distancing norms. Now that people are done with it, they are sick and tired of wearing masks and like distancing, keeping distance, social distancing, maintaining social distance. They're done with it and they have now started disregarding it. They now started being indifferent and ignorant of it, which is anyhow dangerous. Which is also termed as, if I talk about dangerous, it is also termed as deleterious. Okay. Alright, so I'll write it once again. It didn't work out well. Not a problem. Deleterious. Okay. That is dangerous. Now, further it is India is proceeding with its unlock strategy against the backdrop of scientific models that estimate that the actual infections could be 10 times the reported 3.6 million. It could be 10 times, I mean it could be 36 or 30 million. The implication, now this is noun, implication is something that is a belief, संभावित कोई चीज़ है अगर मानी जा रही है कि ऐसा होगा संभावित तो sorry, like it is not explicitly stated. It has not been stated clearly. It's just that ऐसा माना जा रहा है. So implication कहती which was voiced by Harvard Global Health Institute. उन्होंने ऐसा अंदाज़ा लगाया था. Taking antibody test data into account is that the tally for positive cases could be 35 million and 70 million given India's high population. So which means that this is the number we're looking forward to, and at present is 3.6, which means it is not going to stop right here. This is an implication. It's not that this will happen. It is just a thought of कि ऐसा हो सकता है, ऐसा होगा, ऐसा कुछ निश्चित explicitly इसलिए stated नहीं है, इसलिए इसको implication कहा जाता है. Further, it has been said by the writer, evidence that is proof also states, it is a noun, ठीक है, सबूत, also indicates that a deceleration in disease spread should reflect in lower test positivity rate. जब तक भाई देखो deceleration मतलब lower रेट तब होगा डिजीज स्प्रेड में जबकि जो टेस्ट जो पॉजिटिव आ रहे हैं उनका रेट कम होगा. If Indian states have 8% or high positivity compared to 1% in over the peak locations which are at top performance, भाई जैसे मुंबई है ना, भाई सबसे ज़्यादा केसेस वहाँ आ रहे थे, दिल्ली था, अब दिल्ली में कंट्रोल है. So these are the things that we're talking about. Over the peak is a phrase which means at top performance, जो अपने एकदम गति तर पे हैं. As New York or South Korea, it indicates far more undetected infections in the population, significantly low testing. पर अगर ऐसा हो रहा है तो इसका मतलब है लो टेस्टिंग है और कहीं ना कहीं जो है अनडिटेक्ट जा रहा है, इन्फेक्शन जो है वो अनडिटेक्टेड है, आप उसको डिटेक्ट ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. These insights point to the tenuous nature of the unlock program, the need for constant vigil and irrationality of exuberance. Now they say that ये जो insights हैं हम समझ पा रहे हैं, this actually points to the tenuous nature. Tenuous is an adjective. I'll write it right here. Tenuous is an adjective, which means very weak. So ये भाई बहुत ही कमज़ोर एक अनलॉक स्टेज है, ठीक है, और यहाँ पर विजिल की ज़रूरत है, कांस्टेंट अवेयरनेस की ज़रूरत है, सतर्कता जिसे हम कहते हैं, ठीक है, की ज़रूरत है हमें. एंड द इरेशनैलिटी ऑफ एक्सूबरेंस. इरेशनैलिटी ऑफ एक्सूबरेंस मतलब जो एक एक्साइटमेंट है लोगों के अंदर, एक जो एक इंस्टिल हो गया कि भाई वी हैव टू मूव आउट लाइक दिस, इस चीज़ को इरेशनैलिटी या इस चीज़ को हम इरेशनल वे में नहीं ले सकते. वी हैव टू एक्चुअली, अगर बेसिकली इट इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट एक्सूबरेंस हैज़ टू बी अंडर कंट्रोल. एक्साइटमेंट के चलते आप कुछ गलत कदम ना उठा लें. द पैंडमिक कैन नॉट येट बी व्यूड इन द पास्ट टेंस and there is a long wait for a possible vaccine. The impending scenarios, impending is an adjective which means about to happen. ठीक है. Impending scenarios. Underscore, emphasize. Underscore का मतलब होता है emphasize, जोर डालना. The need for wider testing and safe behavior. भाई इससे पता लगता है कि भाई ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमें ज़रूरत है टेस्टिंग की और सेफ बिहेवियर रखने की. जो लोगों का खुद देखो, even if a single individual takes care of himself or herself, then things are sorted. The new normal requires governments to prioritize work from home and actively support green mobility, such as walking and use of bicycles. It must in parallel identify infection and scale up healthcare access. So this is a suggestion that the government itself now should come forward and prioritize work from home to save people, and so that they come out less and less, and they don't get in the groups. Like it could be like wherever possible it has to be work from home. And then if people should green mobility, like mobility is noun which means the act of moving out or being able to travel. Okay, जो गतिशीलता जो होती है. ठीक है. तो वही ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आप साइकिल्स या वॉक का इस्तेमाल करिए काम करने के लिए, तो उससे भी जो एटमॉस्फेयर एनवायरनमेंट है वो थोड़ा सेफ रहेगा. इन्फेक्शन कंट्रोल करने में थोड़ी हेल्प हो सकती है अगर हमारा आसपास का एटमॉस्फेयर साफ और ग्रीन है. So these are the suggestions by the writer and the author himself or herself. So this was the entire article on the present scenario, the current scenario of COVID. Okay. Now this is the article, and for today I want to focus on this phrase that we have discussed, over the peak, which means something that is in the top gear. अपने सबसे ऊंचे स्तर पे पहुंच चुकी है कोई चीज़. वो अच्छी भी हो सकती है, बुरी भी हो सकती है. It can be positive, it can be negative. This is a neutral phrase to use. I want you to frame your sentences and comment down below. And let us know the words that you find problem in framing sentences, or knowing the words, meanings of those words, and using them in your conversations. And as I say that the list is available on the site, go check for the words, look for the synonyms and antonyms, and keep working hard. I will see you soon in the next session with yet another article to discuss. Till then, keep learning and growing. Thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for regular sessions with us.